Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing well. I'm your host Safa and you are listening to Crime Pod. Last time I covered the case of Amroha massacre, in which a woman kills her entire kin just for the sake of lust, greed and love. If you haven't stumbled upon that video, I have already given the link in the description box of this video. Do check it out. Let's dive into today's case. In today's age of social media, everybody is on every platform available. People use TikTok, Instagram, YouTube and other platforms for different purposes. Some just use them to watch and relax, while some use it as a means to become famous. They want to be an influencer, an entrepreneur running his or her business through it, or an up-and-comer trying his or her luck in showbiz. It's all good and all, but what happens when your social media fame gets to your head, making you believe that you could use your online clout to wriggle out of any situation, leading you to something from which getting out becomes so difficult that you end up being in prison, squandering the opportunities the rest of your life had coming your way. In today's case, we will discuss how social media fame led two women to prison. This is the story of Mehak Bukhari. Mehak Bukhari was born on May 22, 1999 to Ali Raza Bukhari and Ansreen Bukhari in California, United States. According to online resources, her father worked as a security officer for different businesses, whereas her mother worked as a pharmaceutical dispenser at Superdrug. Beside Mehak, they have another kid named Arman Ali Bukhari. Some of the resources claim that Mehak had 3 siblings, but I wasn't able to ratify that. After Mehak was conceived, Ali and Ansreen Bukhari went back to live in their homeland, Pakistan. But in 2002, the family shifted to UK, where they lived in Stoke-on-Trent in Staffordshire, England. In 2007, the family again relocated, this time to George Early, which is in the vicinity to Stoke-on-Trent. Meg got her early education from St. Margaret Ward Catholic Academy. She then went on to study fashion from Newcastle College, Rye Hill campus. And after that, she enrolled into Manchester Metropolitan University to pursue a degree in fashion designing. In 2017, after obtaining her bachelor's degree, Meg started sharing videos on social media platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Her content revolved around makeup, fashion, and dress hauls. She kept on making videos for more than 3 years, but it was in 2020, during the early days of Corona pandemic, that she started to gain some traction. Her content, comprising of dancing, lip-sync to memes, product reviews, and occasional glimpses into her family life, had fostered her a sizable following of 129,000 on her official TikTok account. Besides TikTok, Meg had about 45,000 followers on her Instagram. She also had a YouTube channel by the name of Maybe Vlogs, where she posted travel logs, cosmetic reviews, and life insights. By 2023, she had a total of 22 videos on her YouTube channel and had 3,900 subscribers. But now it sits around 4.94k subscribers and only one video public, which is about her trip to Istanbul, Turkey. Meg, being a social media influencer and digital content creator like everyone else, used her internet fame for financial gain. Leveraging her platform to promote products and services of renowned brands, Mehak, as of October of 2023, had generated herself a net worth of approximately $250,000. She had started her own clothing line by the name of Maybe Baby and retail sale company called Shoplers Direct Limited. The company specialized in supplying products directly to the consumer, taking orders through mail or online websites. Moreover, she offered customized shoes through her online Instagram page named Maybe Customs. Meg was obsessed with her looks, and to remain fit, she would hit gym 4 times a week. Meg loved buying cars and flexing her wealthy lifestyle to others. If we talk about her relationships, then her marriage with Milan Christopher had been documented through her older social media posts, in which she shared glimpses of her personal life. But as I told you earlier, that all of her previously uploaded videos are either being deleted or unlisted. Meg had a close relationship with her mother Ansreen Bukhari. Ansreen Bukhari, aged 46, was born in Pakistan. She moved to UK as a child and at one point in her life had ambition of becoming a flight attendant. But that didn't materialize as her parents prevented her from going to college, and later on she married Raza Bukhari and was mostly living as a stay-at-home mom. According to Meg, her mother and she were like siblings. Ansreen was more of an older sister than a mother to her, and they would share everything with each other. Nothing was hidden between them. Ansreen also appeared in several of Meg's videos, the first being in November of 2019, which caption read, "Hot Mom Check." Also in 2019, Ansreen met an 18-year-old by the name of Saqib Hussain on an app called Azar. Saqib lied about his age and told her that he was 27. Later on, he contacted her on Instagram. They both exchanged numbers. They got into a relationship, and on August 2020, Ansreen went to meet Saqib in his hotel room. After that, their meetings became more frequent. Saqib called Ansreen 10 to 11 times a day, professing his love to a woman who was old enough to be his mother. He would even send her gifts at her place where she lived with her son and husband. Things were sailing smoothly, but in 2022, after 3 years of their relationship, Ansreen started to become reclusive towards Saqib and decided to end her relationship with him. Saqib, who didn't want to end this relationship, asked Ansreen to reconsider, but she was adamant on ending their affair. Saqib, who couldn't take no for an answer, started to blackmail Ansreen by telling her that he would send explicit messages and pictures of her to her husband and son. Terrified, Ansreen confided in her daughter Mehak and told her everything about her affair with Saqib and the blackmail that followed. Instead of taking the rational route and going to police about the blackmailing and harassment, Mehak decided to take matter into her own hands and settle it with £3,000, the money that Saqib claimed to have spent on Ansreen. They decided to meet at Tesco in Hamilton, Leicestershire. On the early morning of 11th of February 2022, police received a call from a recovery driver about a burning car near a tree on the central reservation of the A46 in Six Hills, Leicestershire. Police and rescue officers arrived at the scene and they discovered 2 dead bodies inside the burned car. The bodies were sent to the coroner office where they were identified as 21-year-old Saqib Hussain and his cousin 21-year-old Muhammad Hashim Ijazuddin. The identification was made through dental records. Police delved deeper into the investigation, and by the CCTV footage, it was evident that it was no accident but a pre-planned murder. Also before his death, Hussain made a call to 999 informing them about 2 vehicles driven by individuals wearing baklavas, attempting to block and ram them off the road with an intent to injure them. The call ended with a fatal crash. This evidence led police to start a murder investigation, and during investigation, police discovered about Saqib's extramarital affair with Ansreen Bukhari. After ending her relationship with Saqib Hussain, she wanted to settle the matter by giving him that £3,000 which he had spent on her during those 3 years they were involved in each other. They arranged to meet at Tesco car park in Hamilton, Leicester, but when Saqib along with his cousin reached there, instead of just Mehak and Ansreen, they spotted several other individuals. These individuals were Rais Jamal, Rekan Karwan, son of Ghulam Mustafa, Amir Jamal, Muhammad Patel and Natasha Akhtar. No money was to exchange hands, and the 8 of them thought that they would be able to forcefully delete those videos and images. But Saqib sensed that it was a trap and fled the Tesco car park. In CCTV footage, it can be seen that Mehak and co arrived at Tesco car park in 2 vehicles, an Audi TT and a Seat Leon, during the early hours of February 11th. Saqib Hussain and Ijazuddin, who were driving a Skoda Fabia, arrived at around 1:07 am, but when they found other individuals, they drove away. The 2 cars went after them and a 2-minute long chase ensued, during which Saqib Hussain had made the call to 999. A forensic collision expert determined that Skoda Fabia driven by the victims collided with a tree after hitting the central reservation barrier and subsequently caught fire, resulting in the deaths of people inside. The investigation also revealed that the car Audi TT had reached a speed of 100 mph during the chase. The car trackers also revealed heavy braking, while the Skoda Fabia driven by the victims had nearly hit the speed of 80 mph before crashing. After the crash, the Audi TT, which belonged to Meg and Natasha's blue Seat Leon, drove away without making any call to police for help or reporting the crash. Natasha Akhtar made her journey back to her home in Birmingham, while Meg and her mother headed towards Stoke-on-Trent. Based on Saqib's 999 call, detectives began going through automatic number plate recognition cameras and put out an alert which resulted in 2 officers in the West Midlands spotting Natasha's vehicle. They followed her and later arrested her at a petrol station. There were collision marks on her car. After this happened, panicking, Natasha called Reis. At 8 am, hours after the crash, police arrived at Bukhari's residence. While police were talking to the male members of the house, explaining them the situation, Meg found about numbers of calls she had missed from Reis, who knew that Natasha had been arrested. Meg also sent text messages to her mother regarding how to tackle the situation. The body cam footage during their arrest showed that Ansreen and Mehak lied to police about their whereabouts on 11th of February. Mehak told police officers that they had been in Nottingham and also lied about her cell phone password because there were calls and messages from Rais which could implicate her. After arresting Mehak, Ansreen, Natasha and Rais, police arrested the other 4 individuals. In custody, Mehak kept on denying any involvement, and when police played Saqib's 999 call, she broke down into tears and said, "Saqib lies so much and had manipulated events." Their trial started in 2022 but was abandoned because of jury irregularity. Ansreen Bukhari said that there wasn't anything between her and Saqib and what happened was a one-off mistake. But before the retrial, police collected all of the Saqib and Ansreen messages and she later accepted everything. She said that she lied previously just to protect her marriage. The court was read dozens of messages shared between Saqib and Ansreen, which included messages in which Saqib demanded that money which he spent on Ansreen and threatened her that he had nothing to lose but she had. In court, Meg said that she had been upset and angry on her mom when she came to know about her affair. She said that she personally disliked Saqib. He was a manipulative person and he was just pure nasty, she told the court. The prosecution alleged that Saqib and Hashim Ijazuddin didn't die due to an accident, and their deaths were culmination of a plan that the group actually concocted to kill or seriously injure Hussein, luring him to a Tesco car park in Leicester late at night, where Karwan and his friends waited wearing baklavas carrying wheelbarrows. All of this pointed to a deliberate plan to get rid of Saqib. Mehak and her mother stuck to the story that the car had simply lost control and they were just chasing, in hope that he would sit and settle the matter peacefully. After 18 months of waiting, on Friday, August 4, 2023, in Leicester Crown Court, the jury delivered their verdict. Mehak Bukhari, age 23, Ansreen Bukhari, age 45, Rais Jamal, age 22, and Rekan Karwan, age 28, were found guilty of the 2 counts of murders, while son of Ghulam Mustafa, age 22, Natasha Akhtar, age 22, and Amir Jamal, age 27, were found not guilty of the murders but were convicted of 2 counts of manslaughter. Mohammad Patel was cleared of all charges. He told police the full story, revealing what had happened during the chase. He told officers that Rekan and Rais had a phone conversation during the chase about ramming Saqib off the road. Both were sentenced to life imprisonment. Mehak with minimum of 31 years and 8 months in prison, while her mother Ansreen Bukhari was given a minimum term of 26 years and 9 months. During their sentencing, Ansreen said that she was ashamed and embarrassed, while Mehak gave a flying kiss to her father. Handing down Mehak's sentence, Judge Timothy Spencer Casey said, "Your tawdry fame through your career as an influencer had made you utterly self-obsessed with a wholly unjustified sense of entitlement and no apparent awareness of the impact you have on others, oblivious to the damage you do. That's your solution to your mother's problem was to engage some of your male followers to beat up Saqib Hussain. Jump him, as you put it. Speak volumes of your warped values and maybe also of the false word of influencing that you so enthusiastically espoused," added Judge Timothy Spencer. In this tragic story, only one person we can say was a real victim of happenstance, and that's Hashim Ijazuddin. Hashim doesn't know anything that was going on. He was a friend of Saqib's and he had just agreed to drive Saqib to Leicester on the night in question, totally innocently. He knew none of the defendants, knew nothing about what was going on, and in some respect is probably the only person who was at the wrong place at the wrong time, said Detective Inspector Parrish. After the verdict, Saqib's cousin Adil Bahar said that he misses him every day. Muhammad Zahir and Muhammad Zain, Hashim Ijazuddin's brothers, paid heartfelt tribute to their brother and said that he was one in a million. This whole incident would have never happened if Ansreen and Mehak went to police at the start and told them about the blackmailing. Knowing the family of Saqib and having been with them throughout, I know they would have dealt with Saqib and stopped him from doing what he was doing, said Detective Inspector Parrish. Ansreen Bukhari, in order to hide the shame of having an explicit relationship with a boy half her age, not only ruined her own life, her marriage, but also the whole life of her daughter. And that's without mentioning the trauma this whole ordeal inflicted on the families of the 2 victims and other parties involved. Before wrapping this case up, there's a question that came to my mind that Saqib sent gifts to Ansreen at her place which she shared with her family, her husband and son, and none of the other family members even noticed that. Raza Ali, when questioned about this thing, told reporters that he indeed noticed and an account on Instagram even messaged him about his wife's extramarital affair. But he shrugged it off because that account didn't have much followers, so he thought that maybe someone is just trying to defame his wife. He also said that he had heard the name of Saqib, but he failed to pay any heed to it. This is all for today's case. Just like the judge so eloquently put it, tawdry fame led a self-obsessed and vain TikToker to take law into her own hands and in the process destroyed not only hers but the life of others around her. This is the case of Mehak Bukhari. I hope you liked the case study with me. If you like this video, hit the like button, leave a comment if you have any suggestions, subscribe if you haven't subscribed so you're never gonna miss the future uploads. Stay tuned for our next video. This is Safa signing off with Crime Pod.